Alright, so while this game loads up, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm doing here. This is a game I played with Tristana, a normal game with a couple of friends. We're not a pre-5. What I want to highlight here is how going over your replays of your games using a LOL recorder, or hopefully in the future, Riot's replay system, will allow you to notice mistakes that you made in-game. Sometimes they're ones that you knew you made at the time, but maybe didn't recognize early enough, or didn't think about how you could recognize them earlier. And sometimes there are things you didn't even realize at the time. It's worth doing for both won and lost games. It's easy in a lost game to just see mistakes that lost major fights or something, and you say, oh, if only those mistakes hadn't happened, we would have won. And I'm going to touch on a couple of those this game. But even in victorious games, if you can't go over your replay and find some mistakes that you made there, and I don't mean mistakes just like, oh, you missed that last hit by a couple of HP, then you're probably just missing things. Chances are pretty darn good that you're not good enough or lucky enough to have gotten through that game without making a mistake, even if you ended up really fed, even if you guys won 10-0. This is something that RTS players are generally a lot better at doing, is going over the replays. And that's where I picked up the habit of playing RTS games, especially Brood War. So, we're going to start off with just a kind of a lolsy point. This pirate has never jungled pirate before. Check those items. He has 0 items. So let's fast forward a bit. He ends up having to go back right as his blue buff spawns. It's incredibly awkward. The pirate goes back. I'm going to lane. So things to focus on in lane, Tristana, that's 110 magic damage. That's more damage than any level 1 single target spell in the game. Tristana's really good against Vlad early. Partly because of the half healing, partly because she has the ability to close. And Vlad is very low base armor. He's got 28, which is, I think he's running armor runes here actually, because he's got 30 MR. He must be running armor runes. No one starts with that much armor. Well, no, I've got 21, but I'm running armor runes too. Right. So, just last sitting here, a couple of times in lane, because my hotkeys aren't set up since I'm playing on a lab computer here, I missed some critical opportunities for rocket jump, explosive shot, harass. I'm going to point out a couple of those. Here, one comes up right now. Right there, I tried to hit him with my explosive shot. I was in range, and I